Today we're going to be talking about the legend of the motorcycle wave and what your wave says about you. Stick around. Hey, this is Chad with BeGoneForGood. We do videos all about adventure motorcycling, from the bikes we ride, the trips we take, the gear we're using, tips, tricks, tutorials, anything about adventure motorcycling. You're going to find it here on this channel. If that's the sort of thing that interests you, definitely subscribe, hit that bell so you get notifications anytime we release a new video, and hit that thumbs up if you like what we're doing here today. As most riders know who've been riding for more than a couple of days, there's an unspoken rule about waving to your fellow riders while you're out there. But what many don't know is how it got started. If you go all the way back to Arthur Davidson and William Harley, you'll see in 1904, the legend has it that the two waved to each other while they were out riding, and somebody saw it, and it just became sort of lore that this is something that riders do towards each other, and it's stuck. Now to this day, you can see riders of all types on 2 wheels and 3 wheels waving to each other as they go by. What we're going to discuss today is what your wave means to the other riders you're giving it to. Now obviously these aren't hard and fast rules, but if you think I got something wrong here, definitely leave a comment down below. Tell me what you think the waves mean and what I got wrong. First off, we're going to start with one of the easier ones. We're just going to start with a simple wave. Now this means obviously this rider has not been riding for very long. It's just used to the wave. It's what we normally do when we're off the bike, and it feels kind of natural to just wave at the rider that's next to you in a completely sort of civilian, non-rider way. If you see this from a rider, chances are it's got less than a week on that bike, and you may be the first one he's ever waved to, so make sure you return that wave and you'll see him get super excited about it. This is a brand new rider. The next one is just the one finger down. Now this is a courteous rider that doesn't want to appear to be trying too hard. It's going to give you about the bare minimum you need for a wave. This guy is laid back, taking it easy, cruising. He's probably been on the bike for a while and wants to make sure to give you the proper signal. The next one is 2 fingers down. This is pretty standard. Nothing flashy, nothing unusual, nothing trying to be cooler than it needs to be. No pointless risk taken, just a nice, easy 2 finger down wave. This is probably the one you'll see most often with most riders. It comes in all bike styles, all biker types. Everybody will do this. 2 fingers down is the one you're gonna see most often. For our next one, we have 3 fingers down. You're clearly a psychopath. Nobody does this. If you see this guy, run. I don't care if he's going the opposite direction at 90 miles an hour. You find a different route and you make sure he's not tracking you and eventually gonna try and kill you in your tent. Get away from this guy. Next up, we've got the 1 finger salute. This is one cool cat. This guy is just slick, channeling Robert Redford and Paul Newman from The Sting. This is the guy you want to hang out with when you get around the fire. Probably on some sort of cruiser, probably been riding forever, probably knows most of the country's roads and can tell you all about them. This guy is slick. The next one is the 2 finger salute. Just as cool, just as slick, but controls his clutch with 2 fingers, and now his hand's permanently stuck that way and there's just nothing that can be done about it. It's going to be 2 fingers no matter what. After that is the 3 finger salute. I thought I told you this. Psychopath. Find a way to disappear. You don't want to be anywhere near this guy. Next, we have 1 finger up. Now, this guy doesn't want to do a whole lot of action, but he does want to make sure that you see him and that he knows that he's seen you. After that, you've got 2 finger up guy. Same guy. Just wants to make sure that he's seen, but probably a little bit more overzealous. This guy loves riding, loves waving to other people. This is close and akin to the open hand wild wave. It's as close as you can get while still remaining cool on the bike. Up next, we have 2 fingers down with a thumb out. This is also a pretty standard one. There's nothing really unique or flashy about this. This is a fairly standard sign. You'll see this on all sorts of different bikes, from the foreign bikes to your American bikes, cruisers, dirt bikes, crotch rockets. All of them will do this type of sign. It is the universal recognition that I see you as another motorcyclist and I'm giving you a heads up. Hey, I'm just in the edit here and realized that I missed a couple. The first one that I missed, just hand down, open hand. This is a very relaxed maneuver as well. This may even be a bailout. This might be something that wasn't seen till the last minute. This might be a rider that's almost passed and just want to make sure to get that hand out. No chance to extend fingers or bring fingers back. It's just throwing a hand out, making sure that wave is accomplished and done without missing it. The other one is the full salute. Now, this is one of two guys. This is either retired military that wants everybody to know it and the stickers on his bike are not enough, or it's somebody who's never served at all. And this guy's probably riding a crotch rocket, not new, but has been dropped many, many times. Up next, we have the knife hand palm forward. Now this guy knows every last inch of this trip. He's got it all plotted out and knows exactly which gas stops he's gonna make, how much mileage is in between that and his lunch stop. He knows exactly what he's getting at that lunch stop, including for the drink, knows how much it's gonna cost him, has his campsite picked out, knows which direction he's gonna face so that the sun comes up in the morning. This guy has this trip locked on from start to finish. Probably a great guy to have in your group, maybe a little bit on the uppity side, maybe a little bit anal retentive, but this guy is gonna make sure that your trip happens one way or another if he has to run through a brick wall to make it happen. Up next, we have the knife hand palm facing down. Now this could be another iteration of the palm facing forward. You could get a super meticulous sort of guy, or, just to be careful, you could get a really whimsical guy, because sometimes you'll see the guys who do the palm down will also then extend that and start airplaning with it a little bit. And actually seeing how far they can fly with that hand up and down through the wind. You'll see them playing with that and just having a good time riding with one hand on the handlebar. Up next, we have a couple of the more unique ones. There's two of them that are almost identical. There's the head nod and the head dip. Now the head nod is in the direction of the motorcyclist that's out there. You'll see this obviously sometimes when there just isn't enough time. Motorcyclist has passed you and you just give them a dip as quickly as possible to let them know, I'm not taking my hands off the handlebars, I'm going too fast, I've got my clutch pulled in, 1,000 other reasons, but I do want to recognize that I see your wave and I'm returning it with a head nod in your direction. The other one is a head dip, which is basically just straightforward, up and down, almost looks a little bit like a nod. This is done when you're at a stoplight, when you do see the other guy. It's not done as a bailout. It's just a recognition that I see you, my hands aren't coming off the handlebars. A lot of times this is a safety act. This is in the course of a turn. This is somebody who doesn't take their hands off the handlebars generally. You can give this just as easily to pedestrians on the street, to cars next to you, to bikers that are passing you. As long as you see them early enough, the head dip is just a nice greeting for everybody. And lastly, we have the Cowboy. Now this is a true Renaissance man, probably riding an Indian or a Harley Davidson or a Triumph, but it's definitely a vintage bike and it might even have a custom paint job. And there's probably a well-worn copy of Zen in the art of motorcycle maintenance in one of the saddlebags. This is exactly the sort of sign I imagine Ted Simon puts out there. This guy is too cool for anybody else out there, has been riding forever, has the busted chrome and the paint chips to prove it, and has seen everything. Find a way to talk to that guy if you get a chance. So that's my take on motorcycle waves. If you think I missed any or I got any of them wrong, definitely leave a comment down below. But ultimately, just get those waves out there. When you're out on the road, wave to everybody that's on 2 wheels and 3 wheels, because there's this unspoken, unknowable bond between all these people who are willing to put their lives at risk for a little bit of extra thrill, and we should recognize each other as being the heroes that we are for just being willing to get out there. Thank you for watching. If you like this type of content, definitely subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell so you get notifications every time we release videos. We got a bunch of stuff happening in the spring and summer of this year, and I want you to be a part of it. But remember, the adventure starts with you, up here and in here, and I'll see you in the next one.